We'll go straight into the manager talking about Harvey Elliott and game time.
Keep bringing performances in like he did, and keep working as hard on the training ground as he's doing as well. And I always say to the players, it's not only about you, it's also about the competition you are in. And in his situation, he's in competition with 5 very good midfielders that you know, and there are a few youngsters coming through that are very talented as well, but they are not close to playing time yet. But he's in competition with Wata, with Ryan, with Curtis, with Maka, and with and himself. So these are the midfielders we have at the moment. So he has to bring up performances like he does, and then playing time will probably increase. Increases more, yeah, will increase.
Mike, I thought there was a couple of really interesting sort of sound bites from this press conference from Slot. There was some bits where I found it a little bit confusing, I'll be honest, but like I can sort of accept that English is a second language and probably go off like that excuse for the reason why he's mentioning like young players and stuff like when he's bringing up Harvey Elliott. But I think you get the sort of tidbits from in there, don't you, about Elliott being brilliant in training, his performance against Lille the other night, and like where I do feel the most sorry for Harvey, I think, is that it just does feel like a player who falls between 2 stools at the moment. Like Slot, I should say, classes him as a midfielder in that press conference there, but he's mostly played him as a right winger this season, and you can even see within Slot's thinking that the fact that he's talking about him being a midfielder but then mostly playing him as a right winger, it sort of means he's not quite either, but there's no question about his work rate or anything around that.
No, not at all. Like he's been in and around this team now for a couple of years, hasn't he? He went away on loan and sort of became a footballer at Blackburn, didn't he? And knows what it takes to come back, and now these need to be my levels to get in this team. And to 2 different managers now where he's been in and around it, been incredibly unlucky, I think, this year where he gets his injury. Maybe he'd have featured more, and this conversation wouldn't be happening now, and Slot would rate him maybe more than that. Maybe the wrong thing to say, actually. Rate him. He obviously clearly rates him, brings him on when he feels like it, but it's more of a thing where I think he feels like he wants to either play Szoboszlai or Jones, where he play Elliott in midfield, and then when one of them plays and the other one doesn't, he'll automatically go Jones or Szoboszlai, like whichever one's not played. And Elliott sort of is the right wing substitute, and we all know who the right winger is. So good luck at getting in front of him. You could be the most brazen and talented footballer in the world and think, I'm better than you, but let's have it right. You're probably not. So I think he's massively unlucky that he's seen as a midfielder, but maybe the 3rd midfielder in Slot's choice, and then he's the 2nd right winger. So his minutes are going to be limited, but he needs to do what he's been doing. He sets a goal up at Brentford, scores a goal at Lille. He's doing the right things, and is obviously, by the sounds of it, his attitude and training is what Slot wants. He'll get more chances and maybe force his way into being, that first substitute, or maybe even the Jones injury now. He'd get a rotation game and play really well, and Slot will think, actually, I'll trust you a bit more now. And I don't know, it's all about taking chances, isn't it, when players get them and taking them, and we've seen it years and years go by. Bradley had one, took one really well the other year, and has come back this year and being thrown in when Trent's been injured and being superb. So it is definitely just about keeping that level as high as you can during training the week, and then getting your chances when and doing what he's been doing, getting goal involvement.
Yeah, Mike's right to say that it doesn't feel like the manager doesn't rate him. It's almost like the fit is the problem, really. Like I keep going back to the idea that like you can't really play him and McAllister on the pitch in a midfield together, because suddenly you're playing 2 lads who are probably both under sort of 5'7", 5'8", and it means you lose a lot of physicality in that sense there. And that's where maybe he's sort of right to bring up the younger players in a way, is that you've got the likes of Trey Ione coming through and stuff, and even though they've not yet filled out their bodies as such, they look like they're going to be more of a slot midfielder, if you want to call it that, than Harvey Elliott currently is.
Yeah, I guess so. It's weird this season because Harvey obviously just feels like such an established player from when Klopp was here, and Klopp said himself, I wish I had to give Harvey more game time. So I think when Slot come in, I was fully expecting, after that pre-season where we seen quite a lot of Harvey and he looked great, I thought, right, Harvey's going to be his midfielder, and now this is what we're going to see. This is going to be the time for Harvey Elliott to be able to step up, and obviously he does pick up an injury as well, which sets him back a bit earlier on in the season. But there's been times this season, like against Lille, I was just fully expecting to see Harvey, but that's the thing with Slot, he starts stronger than I ever expect.
Yeah.
Like but that's not to say Harvey's not a strong player, because I rate him so highly, but I think he's got a perception with the fans that he is sort of not a super sub, but when you look into your bench and you see Harvey's there, you see a full engine, you see someone who's going to come on.
Really, isn't it?
Exactly, despite his height and all that, and I think you are right about if you play him and McAllister, it doesn't really work, you need a bit more height there, but it's just, he is a game changer.